Sallow Regent. Learn the book's hidden knowledge. I'll do my best. It's all I can do. Is that a lootable? Oh! Starting. Oh! Cleansing of the Fane. I'll take it. Expert Robes of Illusion. Wow. I'll take that as well. It's a bit dark in here. Oh! Shed some light on the situation, shall we? I have to say, this is certainly the darkest that we've seen. Is that an eyeball? Oh, that is grotesque. Absolutely grotesque. Great Harbingers. The Poison Song Book 7, we have that already. Yeah, this is certainly the darkest that we have seen Apocrypha, and it's quite scary actually, I have to say. Take me to the surface, I just want to see some light. Oh, this is really, really daunting. Really daunting. I have no idea where we're going. Just... Oh! Oh! Hey! Are you sure you shouldn't creep up on people, you dastardly thing? Try this out for size. Didn't do anything. Damn it! Oh! 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 Now I've lost my bloody bearings here. Seeing all kinds. Ooh, soul gem, soul gem. Conscious Seeker, oops, Ruin Book, oh, stop picking up the Ruin Books, come on. Bloody papers. Oh. Oh. Yeah, this is certainly not a nice part of Apocrypha. Not a nice place indeed. Right, let's see if we can shout him off the edge somewhere. It might be handy. Hello, Mr. Lurker. Hello. Just give me a moment, will you? I've bigger things to worry about than you. Oops. Oh look, he's using my ice spears against my own summons. Very creative. Have that on your mush. Oh, look at that! The book stood up and open. You couldn't do that again if we tried, could we? What are you thinking? Speak for yourself. I'm an expert at party tricks. Oh, that's nice of you. Nice of you to be so obliging. Yeah, I really want to get out of this little apocrypha world right now. Very grim. Oh God. That's right, take his knees out. Hit him in the ankles. Oh. 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 What the hell? Oh, Belina. I think something went wrong. I think I got flattened by a sentinel. And those lurker yeah, it didn't go very well. That part of Apocrypha was very dark, very grim. I wasn't very happy. But I won't be beaten. I will not be beaten. The flaming hell is it? Shallow Regent, is it? I'm coming back in.
Not again.
Yes, I will not be beaten, I said. From the beginning or from where I died? Please have mercy on me and leave me where I died. I think it's leaving me where I died. Oh, yeah. Oh. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Am I going to get attacked by something? God. I hate Apocrypha. Something's hitting me. What is doing this to me? Just let me up, will you? Blow my neck. Something's attacking. What? Am I missing a trick? Is this got something to do with Master Neloth's bloody side effects now? Not now of all time, seriously, please, God, no. It's not the time for this to happen. Hello? Could you open the way for me? There we go. Oh! Oh! Hey! Something's happening to me! This is Master Neloth's work, I'm telling you! Oh! Hi! Or is it Master Neloth's work, or is it something to do with this place? I'm not sure. Oh! Well, you ain't doing it to me again, buddy. I've got your number. That's if I survive. For whatever maladies bloody flips itself upon me. Uh-oh. Where's he gone? Did he fall down? I think he fell to his death. Let's hope he did, eh? Oh, come on. There's a book here. There's a book here. The sentinel is usually guarding the book. Just let me get the book and let me get out of here, please. I need to see a doctor. I need to see a healer. Something is amiss. If it's Nelof's work, I'm telling you now, he's got to bloody pay. Would I ever agree? To take part in this experiment. Book, poison book, wild elves. Nope, not interested. Sallow Regent. What powers can I grab this time? Seeker of Might. Combat skills are all 10% more effective. Yep. Seeker of Sorcery. All spells cost 10% less magicka. Ooh, nice. Seeker of Shadows. Nope. Okay. Seeker of Shadows, just for completion. Stealth skills are 10. No, we don't need that. We need the Seeker of Sorcery, of course. 10% less magicka to cost. Combine that with my, my my destruction spell, cheaper casting costs because of my equipment, and we're getting quite mana efficient, aren't we? Let's get out of here. Berlina. I'm back. Back in the real world, and I have a new power. If I start crying out in pain as we walk back to Raven Rock, do not fear. Could well be Master Nellos' spells at work. I had a very, very funny experience there in Apocrypha and could not place what the hell was going on. I thought it was Master Nellos' work, but if it doesn't happen here, then perhaps it might have been something in Apocrypha itself. Right, how the hell do we get back without having to backtrack the entire length of this bloody system? It's gotta be a shortcut. It's just gotta be. But, well, if we can't find one, then we can't find one. Have we been down here? I don't think we have. Do I really want to go down there? Not particularly. Come on, let's get out of here. I think we've got most of what we can possibly glean from this place, and I don't really have any intentions to drag it out any longer. Back to Raven Rock, and, well, a nice relaxing evening. Evening, yeah, it's 3:47. Nice relaxing day, morning, whatever it might be. And a read of the Poison Song again. Part 3. Oh! I know where the shortcut is. I've totally forgot. There was a set of ladders opposite the spider spawning cage that went up to Skyrim. Oh well. We'll just go back the long way around, it's not a problem. The very, very long way around. In fact, you know what? We won't even go back to Raven Rock, Berlina. Right at the beginning of this barrow, there was a set of bedrolls. Now, it's not the most pleasant of experiences, sleeping amongst dead bodies, but we want to be in this particular area anyway, because this is where all the unexplored locations are, so it makes no sense to go all the way back to Raven Rock, to have to come all the way back to here. We might as well just sleep on the road and go with the flow. Can we get across there? There's a chain over that side. That probably is accessible somehow, some way, but I'm not going to concern myself. Just got to concern ourselves with getting out of here, back to the entranceway. We're almost here. Ah, And here we are. So yes, apart from the Reaver bodies and the blood on the floor, I mean, it's a nice cosy place. We've got some bread, we've got some cooked beef, we've even got some ale to share. So, in fact, we've got one each. One on the floor here, look. No need to share, please. I mean, I'm not a drinker of this stuff, but if there's nothing else on offer, then it's the next best thing to anything that we might want to just put that down. There we go. There you go. Ale. Your favourite, eh? Anyway, take a seat, and wherever we read of the Poison Song, Book 3, before bed. Make it comfy. So, the Poison Song, Book 3 by Bristin Zell. And as we left off at Book 2, what's it called? Zal? Tal? Tay? Was close. His nursemaid was sent away because she was drawing the symbol of that sinister house. That house whose name escapes me. But anyway, let's read on, and I'm sure we'll find out more. Tay was 18 in the year 685 of the First Era when he first saw Mournhold, the city of spires, home of the goddess. His cousin, Calcarith, already a senior initiate in the temple, gave him a couple rooms on the ground floor of the house he had purchased. They were small and unfurnished, but bitter green grew outside the windows, and when the wind blew, they filled his bedroom with a lovely, spicy air. The chords of the song did not trouble him any more. Sometimes he was even unconscious to it, so low and melodic it had become. Occasionally, when he was passing through the streets on the way to the temple for his instruction, someone would pass him, and the song would rise in intensity before falling away again. Whatever was different about those people, Tay never tried to ascertain. He remembered the last time he had let the song lead him and called for him to murder his young cousin Vasta. The memory did not trouble him unduly, but he did not want to hurt anyone again unless he had to. House couriers regularly brought Tay letters from Bainara, still back in Sandal House on the island of Gorn. She might have gone to study at the temple. She was certainly intelligent enough, but she chose not to. In a year or two at most, she would have to leave and assume her place in House Indoril, but she was not in a hurry. Tay welcomed the trivial gossipy news the letters brought, and responded back with news of his own studies and romances. In his third month, in Mournhold, he had already met a girl. She was also a student at the temple, and her name was Acra. Tay wrote enthusiastically about her to Bainara, describing her as having the mind of Sothasil, the wit of Ivek, and the beauty of Almaglexia. Bainara replied back merrily that if she had known how blasphemous students of the temple were allowed to be, she might have become an initiate herself. "You are very devoted to your cousin," Acra laughed when Tay showed her the letter. "Am I looking at the last remains of a thwarted romance?" "She's lovely, but I never thought of her that way," Tay scoffed. "Incest never particularly interested me." "Is she a very close cousin, then?" Tay thought for a moment. "I don't know. Truthfully, no one spoke much of either her parents or mine, so I really don't know how we were connected. There were casualties of the war of Red Mountain. That I know, and it seemed to cast rather a pall on the adult's humour whenever we asked about her parents or mine. After a while, we stopped asking. But you're an Indoril too. Perhaps you're a closer cousin to me than Bainara." "Perhaps so," Acra smiled, rising from her chair. She uncoiled her hair, which had been pulled up in the formal arrangement reserved for well-born priestesses. As Tay watched, transfigured, she removed the small brooch that fastened her robe to her shoulder cape. The soft silken fabric slipped down slowly, exposing her dark, slender body to him for the first time. "If we are, does incest particularly interest you now?" As they made love, the song began a slow, rhythmic ascension in Tay's head. The vision of Acra before him darkened and was replaced by images from his nightmares before returning again. When finally he collapsed, spent, The room seemed filled with the fiery red clouds of his dream, and the scream of the woman and her child facing death echoed in his head. He opened his eyes, and there was Acra, smiling at him. Tay kissed her, grateful to have her in his arms. For the next 2 weeks, Tay and Acra were never far apart. Even when they were at study in opposite wings of the temple, Tay thought of her, and somehow knew she was thinking of him. They would rush to be together afterwards, ravishing one another in his rooms every night, and in a private corner of the temple garden every day. It was while Tay was rushing to see his beloved one afternoon that the song rose up in powerful strident tones at the approach of an old ragged woman. He closed his eyes and tried to quiet it, but when he looked again at her purchasing corkbull papyrus from a street vendor, he knew who she was. His old nursemaid from Gorn, Edaba. She who had abandoned him without even a farewell to join her family on the mainland. She didn't see him, and as she passed down the street, Tay turned and began to follow. They walked through shadowy passageways into the very poorest part of a city, a quarter which was as alien to him as the wildest principality of Akavir. She unlocked a small wooden door on a street without a name, and he finally called out her name. She didn't turn, but when he followed, he found that the door had been left ajar. The chamber was murky and damp like a cave. She stood facing him, her face even more wrinkled than he had remembered it, etched with lines of sorrow. He closed the door behind him, and she took his hand and kissed it. "You are so tall and strong," Edaba said, beginning to weep. "I should have killed myself before I let them take me away from you." "How is your family?" Tay asked coldly. "You are my only family," she whispered. "The Indoril pigs forced me to leave, thrusting their blades in my face, when they discovered that I serve you and your family, not them. That bitch girl Bayanara saw me at the prayer of morning." "You're speaking like a madwoman," Tay sneered. "How could you love me and my family but hate the House Indoril? I am of House Indoril." "You are old enough to know the truth," Edaba said fiercely. Tay had bitterly joked about her madness, but he saw something close to it burning in her ancient eyes. "You were not born of House Indoril. They brought you into their house after the war, like they and the other houses brought in all the orphans. It was the only way they saw to erase history and remove all traces of their enemies, by raising their enemies as one of them." Tay turned towards the door. "I can see why you were taken away from Gorn, old woman. You are delusional." "Wait!" Edaba cried, rushing to a musty cabinet. She retrieved from it a glass globe that shimmered with a spectrum of colour, even in the chamber's gloom. "Do you remember this? You slew that little boy Vasta because he possessed it, and I took it from your room because you were not ready to face the facts of your inheritance and responsibility then. Did you not wonder why this bauble drew you so?" Tay gasped, and though he did not want to, he said, "I hear a song sometimes." "That is a song of your ancestors, of your true family," she said, nodding. "You must not fight it, for it is a song of destiny. It will lead you to do what must be done." "Shut up!" Tay howled. "Everything you say is a lie. You're insane." Edaba threw the globe to the ground with all her might, shattering it with a deafening retort. The shards melted into the air. All that was left was a small silver ring, simply wrought with a flat crown. The old woman quickly and quietly picked it up and handed it to him, while he stood with his back against the door, trembling. "This is your inheritance, as the bearer of the 6th house." The ring's crown was meant for stamping and sealing official house proclamations. Tay had seen his uncle Triffur's similar ring, crested with the wing, which was the seal of House Indoril. This ring was different, with an insect design which he remembered from the day when Kina Gafrisi had taught the house heraldry to Baynara and him. It was the symbol of the accursed House Dagoth. The song took over all of Tay's senses. He heard its music, smelled its horror, tasted its sadness, felt its power, and the only thing he could see before him was the flames of its destruction. When he took the ring and placed it on his finger, his mind was not aware of what he was doing, nor was Tay aware of anything but the song when he removed his dagger from its sheath and thrust it into his old nursemaid's heart. Tay did not even hear her final words when Edaba fell bleeding to the ground and groaned with a blood-streaked smile, "Thank you." When the veil of the song lifted, Tay did not realize at first he was no longer dreaming. Before him had been flames, the very ones that destroyed the home of his birth, and flames were before him again. But they were flames from a fire he had struck outside the crumbling tenement that were already bursting through walls, consuming the body of his old nursemaid. Tay fled through the streets as people began to call for the guards. Well, fingers crossed tomorrow evening we shall proceed to Book 4 as things begin to pick up. But before that, Belina, we shall sleep, and then it's 4:36. We'll probably sleep till about midday, and then we shall head out a little bit later than normal, and we will go continuing to explore this local area, probably heading to the Dwemer ruins next. But let's get some sleep.